Okay. There you go, dear. Okay. All right. So, hey, check her out. We got a new setup going here still, and get better every day. Woo! Beauty. Okay. So, hello. I am Christopher Runsman. We're working on a new page today. I've got the overhead set up to show you some stuff, but at the same time, I'm going to show you today's page and some of the pages that we've been working on. Trying to get a bunch of things finished. I got a whole load of stuff that's done. It's just a matter of doing something with it. So, hi Linda, hi Tim, welcome aboard. Okay, so I'll switch. I'll add the camera here, the overhead. Let's see if we can. There we go. Look at that. We're making it work. Making it work. So this is a page that I'm trying to finish right now. This is. I watched the movie and then there were none, and I love it. Such a great black and white, and so I just did a little doodle of it. So this is me just trying to finish that off. There's a number of pages that have to be colored and have text put to them that I have sitting here on the old computer there. This is the one I did today though. So yeah, I realize now in hindsight I'm going to correct this, but I'm not going to repost it. I like to collage a number of things together to construct an image. Let's keep this our little secret. Yes, is what I should have said. I said I like to collage a number of images together to construct an image. I meant to type things. So we'll fix that and get that sorted out. And I think the bottom text panel here, I'm going to move up to the middle area, like right up here above this guy's head, because it's hard to figure out what's good. This guy's standing on some dirt, and this where's this guy's head going? So I think I'll move it up to there. So a couple little things, but yeah, there's a whole load of stuff. So this page, this is a chalk drawing on the right side of it. And hi, Chris, welcome aboard. So this is a chalk drawing on the right side. And what I'm going to do is take this chalk drawing style and color the entire thing this way. So this is actual chalk drawing. We're going to simulate chalk drawing. Just got to finish coloring this. All the flats are in. This is just one big flat color and a little texture field there. And this is one big flat color. This is one big flat color. And this is the one I'm just finishing now. So that's what I've been up to. But how about you? So I've got a new setup now that my cell phone operates as a camera. So we're going to see how long we can make this work for us before the cell phone says, I'm dying, as it may well likely be to do. However, what the most important part here is, clarity. Look at this. You can see what's going on. You can see all the wrinkles in my hand. So yeah, beauty, eh? That's what we're up to there. And I don't know what. This is a hat I bought from my brother-in-law, John. This is we got matching hats now. And look at this. I don't want to be bragging or make anybody jealous, but woo! I can go hunt something now. Anyways, I'm just keeping my head warm because I have a cold. So sorry about that. Okay, so let's get my big mug out of the way and let's get some paper down here and get crack-a-lackin'. Chris says I'm coloring a human and a cat on different books and try to finish them for tomorrow. I'm in the week of final oral exams, so lots of typing, feedback, and grades. Lucky, lucky. Nothing greater in this world than typing grades and feedbacks at people. Take this feedback. Type, type, type. Take this grade. Type, type, type. Or however it goes. Okay, so the way I got it set up now, ideally, this is going to make everything easier to see. Is the idea. My son has come over and helped me figure out lighting. Thank you, Josh. And then we've got nice little cleaning going on in the studio. And yeah, so now we're just at the point where we're just going to get all of our images nice and tidier. So Linda says, I hope all your students do well. Yeah, of course they're Chris students. Yes, same here. I pass on that same sentiment. So I've got a few different things to show you. I went through and I have finished all of the outstanding drawings that I had kicking around. But that's part of the show. Don't look yet. And there's only a couple things that are left to really get done. I'll show you these in a second. And that is this one, which I have really no idea. This is just random images off of a page of my sketchbook. This random dude, hey, anybody want a coffee? And then I found a couple of more. This is a problem of drawing a lot and whatever, is that I find drawings all the time that when did I do that? You know. So here's another one that I'd started and done nothing with. And then there's two, which I believe may well be related. And that's Space Fight and Space Fight. So clearly I was testing an idea. English, they're all there. Practical. Oh boy. Okay. Well, so the other thing I have to show you is this. And what these are is 11 by 17 pieces of paper. Excuse me. And I'll just turn them on their side for, so now they're 11 high, 17 wide. So what I've done is I've spaced out, I've measured out and put in a dark line, 9-panel format page. So that's what this is, to use for storytelling. It's a handy thing to do if you're trying to figure out panels without thinking too much. Sorry about me shaking a cam. And then this is a 10-panel page broken down. And it goes, you know, leaves the same outside edge on the paper. And that's another 9. That's another 9. This is also a 10. This is probably the master that I measured it out around originally and then went over with the other page to eliminate the gutters. This is a 18-panel page, I believe. 3, 6, 9, 12. Here we go. So this is an 18-panel page. Space Fight sounds like Mud Fight with spaceships. That's what it just became. Space Fight just became Mud Fight with spaceships. I'm going to write that down in 2 hot seconds. This is also a 9-panel format, but there's no outstanding border edge around, and there's no border edge, like there's no gapping or spacing in between. So this is more like images that sort of slam and collage together. This is actually handy if you're going to draw one large image and then cut it up and separate it out. And then there's the template for that. And this I've shown people. I've darkened it up, though, to show people what it looks like with full lines. This is a 2-point perspective page that you can buy. And what this affords you is the ability to draw buildings and the like onto your compositions. And you have this as a guide. So there's all these pre-measured lines that help you out expediting your process. So that's what this is here. Hi, Liz, welcome aboard. So there we are with that. Now, the whole point of showing you all, and then I'm sorry, this is a, the 9. This is a pre-measured template page. Now, what it has is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 markings on the outside edge. You can divide this page up into 4. You can divide this page up just into 2. You can divide this page up into 1, using those, 2, using those, 3. You can do the same things going this way, horizontally, okay, as you can vertically. So you can go 1, 2, 3, or you can do 1, 2. You can also then get creative. So that's how you can figure out 9, by the way. 9 is here, 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 and here. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 panels. Now you can also do things like this. Having a panel this big and a panel that big. You're going to have a panel that goes all across, but just between these two gutter systems. And then another panel that goes between these two. So now we've got one, a long 2, 3, 4, and you go 5, 6, 7. So there's all kinds of ways that this can allow you to figure out ways to break down a page, and have everything be lined up and have everything be, 90-degree edges and things like that by using this sort of grid system. So this is what most sequential artists use for their comic pages. They generally have them turned this way, though. I like drawing this way because that's my weird thing, despite half the pictures that I've shown you today, including the one that I posted, going this way. So why limit yourself to just one approach? Most of the one-page stories are in a horizontal format. But the next one-page book that I'm finishing up right now is going to be in a portrait format. And so I thought maybe if you're interested, really quick, we would show you, just gonna move this, a few things. Have I ever drawn on sneakers or runners? Oh yeah. Yeah, I've done that, and I've painted on jackets and all that. 70s and 80s, man. You did a lot of that. Okay, so I'm going to open up some images to show you. This is the next book. And so I thought I'd show you a bunch of the pages that are going to be in it. Maybe there's a page that you suggested, maybe not. But this is, and I can make that larger if that's helpful. Maybe let's go a little bit bigger than that. Okay, 20 is it. 20 is our magic number. So this is a page that was drawn in white mark making tools on a black piece of construction paper. And this is a page that was done using black mark making tools, pencils, ink, pen maybe, I'm not sure, but at least pencils and ink in there. Here is one that is done, I think, entirely digitally. So I drew this using just the digital mark making tool. This one is a mixed media. So this is where I've drawn in different things, scanned them, and then finished them digitally. So all of the line art that I did, which looks to be done in pencils, or no, markers, looks like marker. And then scanned it all, and then I turned that into blue line art, and then did the colors in and around those. So this is, if I'm not mistaken, acrylic paint. So a suggestion came in recently, and it's a great, absolutely great suggestion, and thank you to our friend Chris for it. That it'd be grand if I could list all the materials that I use for drawing pages. This is drawn in a marker and finished digitally. So that would be great. I'd love to do it. And the challenge is, how do I, what kind of space is that going to take to label all these things? And then how do I coordinate that? Unless I'm putting them on each page. And the problem with putting them on each page is that it shrinks the size of the image because of the way that formatting works with Amazon. So I'm trying to figure out how to go about that. Maybe what I'll do is I thought about this a lot, and what I might do is put together a package. So anybody that shows me, like we did with the first book, anybody that shows me them with the book, and sends me their email, I will email them a file that shows all the different medium and details about each page, similar to how I post them in the other one-page books. But at the same time, I'll tell you all the mediums that are involved in each page. It's a pain. I use books and magazines. Listing them all plus supplies can get long. Oh, it sure can, Liz. You're right, that. But it's a great idea. This page is mixed media. This is got paint, paint marker, and yeah, I'm not sure what else. I'd have to look at the original. This is another mixed media thing that would be inks, pens. There's probably some marker in there as well on a blue cardstock. Like it's a whole, yeah. So it would take a lot of space to list these things out, but it's worth it. I think if it helps people, that's a great idea. So this is, these are still pages that are in one page 3 that I'm finishing right now. This is ballpoint pen with a little bit of digital farting around, like the lightning bolt in the middle. But other than that, I believe this entire page is drawn in ballpoint pen. So I think it's about a guy who gets hit by lightning, because it happens. Here is a page that is partially digital with the space and all that, but the rest of it looks to be done in ink. Probably a Fudenosuke pen with some ink washing behind it. Space, right? It's just silly. Okay, so this is Music and Tacos. One of my favorite. It's one of my favorite titled pages. Music and tacos are fighting words. Yep. It's just 2 tribes of Sasquatch people scrapping it out over, language, really. Because this argument has been going on for a long time, it is now hotly contested. Do we, translated from Squatch, make proper contact with the humans, or do we keep ourselves safe and stick to the mountains? The allure of human food and devices gets stronger every single day. Once you've had cola and potato chips, it's hard to stay away. Music and taco are fighting words. I don't really know how all that applies. Okay, this is drawn in colored pens with a little bit of digital stuff in the backgrounds here. But this is entirely drawn in colored ballpoint pens. All of the 2 guys here and the 1 guy to the opposite side. And then all of these arms. Bang, 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 bang. Tickle fight. It's my idea of how about we cut down on the amount of gunfights we have in films and switch up to tickle fights instead. That's how you make real men. Anyways. Okay, so another page that's coming up is a photo collage, which I don't do very often. So brace yourself. Okay, so here, this page is drawn in, it's on a jelly plated surface, and it's all manner of mixed media. There's ballpoint pen there and some various markers over top of it and some ink. So there's this one. Doesn't even look like ink. Oh, okay. This one? Yeah, I have to look at my notes half the time for what I've done. Corbin, watch out. Sorry, Corbin is helping me. You want to say it? Let's just, okay. Hold on, folks. Somebody wants to say hi. All right, there you go. Hey, everybody, I just want to say hello. All right. The Hattie McConaughey of cats. There, now you're happy. Go lie down. Everybody says hi, Corbin. And then Tim say hi. Hey, you're a popular dude. Okay, This is drawn in marker, and the entire thing is finished digitally. So all these little gradations and stuff you see in the backgrounds, that's entirely done digital. Corbin looks unimpressed generally. All right, whatever. Yeah, it's me that wants a duck. Yeah, sure. So this is drawn in pencil and colored digitally, and it's got Vic Reeves on it. So you might know who Vic Reeves is. So, anyways, I like totally know where giraffes come from. Would you mind if I tell the story of my people? Not even bothered. Yep. So somebody I know talks. All right. And I can't remember what the suggestion for this. This is why I have to look them all up. But this is digital color on a pencil page. This is mixed media again. I believe I drew, it's on a jelly plated surface. I believe I drew with a black pen and some markering, and then the rest of it was finished. Oh no, it's a Fudenosuke pen. I can tell now by looking down here at the ants in the bottom panel. So somebody said do a story about cordyceps and ants, and being typically me, I didn't know which ant they meant, so I did anties. You know, because it's silly business. That's why. And this is one of few collages that I've done. This is about Miss Imelda Primrose. I know who she looks like. So this is a bit of collage and then a bit of marker drawing and digital finishes all around. So I was dropping in things here, like collaging digitally, like digital stuff in, like the stamp down in the bottom corner and things like that. But this is a fun one. So it's the whole thing is just to get a lemon joke in here, this entire page. But this is one of very few collages that I make. I do for magazines or whatnot. And this one is called Instant Coffee. And Linda is always on time. This isn't any Linda in particular. This isn't our good friend Linda. Linda is always on time. I wouldn't have the daily energy that I need if it wasn't for my instant coffee. It helps a busy gal keep things running on time. But not Tammy. Don't be like Tammy. Drink instant coffee. Hello, ladies. Sorry I'm late. Where is everyone? I don't know. But I'm having a bunch of fun replicating the same drawing over and over again there digitally and stuff like that. That's, yeah. Don't be like Tammy. If your name is Tammy and you're watching this, many, many apologies. So what's funny is a couple of these pages. Where are those red hearts in card games with the queen page? That's a good point. That's a great point. Well, if they were on the table, she'd shout off with those heads. So I drew this in pencil in a sketchbook, and I immediately drew over top of it, like a couple of days later, and I completely forgot that I might need to scan this for a one-page reproduction book. So I'd drawn over my own pencils like the silly person that I am. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is here. This is the page. Oops, let me switch the camera. So this is the page. You can see the guy on the space tractor, and there he is down below. So there's the complete finished page. There's another page I did the same thing with. And why? I don't know. But there's the finished page. So at least we've got that. So this is my take on these, Ma and Pa Kent, are sick and tired of little spaceships landing from outer space with super babies in them because he keeps wrecking their crop. That's problematic for these folks. This page is drawn on a dark blue cardstock that I have, and I drew it in white Jelly Roll pen and a white pencil. Right? So about scary, scary people. So it's again, the thing about this is, and I really advocate people to try this, is that you're not drawing the lines, you're drawing the spaces between the lines and leaving the lines out. So it really makes you think differently about the form, right? So Liz got a good joke in about that last page looking super. Good stuff. So this is drawn in pencil on cardstock, and then text added over top. So this is called Dreading the Morning, and it's about a polar bear and a coffee cup. So, and then this is another one of my favorite and silly things that I've done, is that this is drawn in marker on a page in a sketchbook. Hey Lou, you want to see my dance moves? No thanks, Bob, not today. Ain't you two boys got some choring to do? That's it. That's the whole thing there, folks. So, stories don't have to be thousands of panels every page. There's lots you can do with one page if you just allow yourself to have fun. This is drawn, I believe, digitally and colored with just flat tones, right? And it's about a giant helping arm that lives in the sky. So, I don't know. So this page is drawn in pencil crayon on cardstock. And okay, this is about the things that are most important in life, I believe. And they are being loved, accommodation, shelter, and high fives. Tony! So, and then that's instant coffee from the previous bit. I'll pull up some more. So these are all the pages that are in the new book for those that are interested. And there's a lot of them. It's the same size as the previous books. So this is scanning a ton of images out of a sketchbook and just formatting them into a story about mapping out ideas, panel layouts, trying all kinds of different things. And where's the scene take place? What's with the birds? Where are this guy's shoes at? Make yourself ask yourself questions while in the production of a story. This is drawn in pencil, I believe. I colored it digitally, but this is, again, a page out of a sketchbook. I went through my sketchbooks at this point in time, and I found so many things that are just doodles that I did nothing with. I have started scanning sketchbook pages now to put together a sketchbook to release. So these are pen drawings that I scanned and then completely went crazy with digitally. And it's all, it sort of reminded me of clouds. So there's a whole bunch of cloud patterns over these faces and stuff. So this is what this page is on. And so ballpoint pen drawing with lots of digital effects on there. Satellite is a whole wackadoo of random little scraps of paper with images on them that I then scanned and formatted together here on this page. So this is a fun one. This is Paradigm is a page out of a sketchbook as well, and I've converted all of the pen line art into this pale blue color, and then I put this light blue with yellow highlight in digitally behind it. So, this is congratulations on completing another book. Thanks, Linda. So I am, from suggestions here during streams, I am going to put out a sketchbook of scanned pages. So a number of drawings that are all scanned and converted to a sort of a gold color. And, all about how, and civilizations are, we're not really any different today than we've been in the past. I can keep going if people are finding this interest enough. I don't mind. If anybody's like, get to drawing, monkey boy, I shall do so. Yeah, okay, so this is a page that's done in a black ink pen. Just grabbed this random pen and started doodling here. The only thing that's any real difference that I put this sort of little scattering pattern that goes around where the smoke is to make that a little more interesting. But this is me referring to Simon in the Land of Chalk Drawing. That's what the little boy is in negative. So it's referring to that. So, and this babysitter is saying, try not to touch anything, okay? It's just this magical kid and his babysitter. So this is a few self-portraits here that, how I go about telling stories inside, telling the story inside the panels. And so that's just me being a turkey. This, I'm sorry, I didn't tell you what that was done. So these are pencil drawings that I scanned, and then all of the coloring and all the effects and stuff like that is digital. So it's, starting from one source and completely using it, and going to another with it. So this is a play date between a Big Jim and the Sasquatch. They like to go for play dates at the kids' park. Of course, the kids are all mad because they're too big for their rides and things, so they're breaking stuff. It happens. This page is done on jelly-plated surface using black pens and white pens. And there's tissue paper dropped in here, like the fish pattern here. And there's some masking tape down here with the green sections that are just random like that. That's masking tape thrown over top. Welcome, McDonald's. Welcome to McDonald's. So the last page was ballpoint pen. I'm sorry, by the way. It's ballpoint pen and a gray marker with a little bit of white dots added in there, it looks like. This is mass hysteria. I'm sorry for all the dramatic panic today, but so this is done on jelly-plated paper. I think this might have been one of the pages that Yvonne sent me. And so I've drawn on top of it with a marker and a white paint marker. And just, it's hip hop. It's me writing a hip hop song. I'm not hip enough for this. So Zimmer is done in a pen. I drew this with a blue pen. And I think the only thing I did to it was put a little bit of light blue in the backgrounds. Yeah. What's cool about Zimmer's his collection of crazy wrenches. Oh, that Zimmer. Where are we now? Yeah, we'll see how far we get because we're halfway now for how many pages are in this book. If people would rather, I can show you all the pages of the book, or we can just go ahead and do some more stuff. So this is Sally has a powerful imagination. And the whole problem here is that poor Sally's just imagined a cookie. The biggest cookie ever. So this is both of these pages, I do believe. So Sally has a white and black marker on a Oh, black pen, black marker, and white on a slap and drag ink page. And then finished digitally with the text and nice square boxes around the pictures. And then this page is drawn on a jelly plated surface, and then I've drawn on it with, I found a red that matches the red background, and I found the yellow that matched some of the yellow in the background. And so I just drew everything on with the red and the yellow with paint markers, I believe, or a red pen and a paint marker, I think is what it is. And that's suspension of disbelief. Some folks still don't believe that UFOs are real. What? Who's that silly? This page, the suggestion is Teletubbies grow up to be Power Rangers, which are both, I believe, 80s and 90s references to children's program. So this is me drawing in a blue marker, a light blue marker, a blue pen, and a black pen. And that's it. And then I just put text over it digitally. How fun it is to need to write sounds. It is a fun part for sure. Oh, well, you gotta have some fun, you know. Which page is that you're referring to? I gotta look it up because that's how temporary my memory is. Take a whack. Is it this one? Boom. Oh yeah. So that's I don't do it by hand. I did those digitally, but I love sound effects. This I just got a little carried away with this one. Thanks for noticing that. Appreciate that, Liz. Onomatopoeia. It's a sound that describes. It's a sound written as a word that describes an actual sound. So this is drawn with a pencil, and all the coloring is done digitally. So that's the wind blows. It does so with malicious intent. It turns things around. It disrupts. It destroys. It takes. It does not stop. Dun, dun, dun. Dramatic. So yeah, simple line art drawn by a pencil, and then everything else is finished with digital effect, digital coloring, and so forth. So this is on an orange piece of paper. This is an orange piece of cardstock, and it's drawn with a ballpoint pen and a white pencil crayon. And it's all about clowns. You know, you wish you had commitment like that to wearing makeup. Don't be afraid of the hairstyle. Lean into it. Honk, honk. Just giving a little love to our clowny brothers and sisters. This is drawn in pencil, ballpoint, and I think there's some marker in the backgrounds, and a black Fidenosuke. He's got a little bit of outline going on there. All sailors are dancers. Every sailor dances like you've seen in old black and white movies. All of them do. Anyone that tells you that they don't, they're telling you fibs. Let's see where we're at. Okay. Okay, so this is drawn in paint marker on a green piece of cardstock. Are you kidding me? So it's all about scale. Here's our little gopher. What's the matter with you? Are you blind? You almost stepped on me here. This is my spot. And then the small elephant says to its giant mother, why is he so mean? Gophers are crazy, my love. So the word balloons get bigger with each person talking. So this is a fun one. This is a strange habit for nuns. Yeah, it's the best one. That's a pun of the day. So this is drawn on a jelly plated surface with white, looks like a white Jelly Roll pen, and some gray marker. Looks like all the blue lines are just left out to let the background step through. So yeah, it's a good pun though, eh? Strange habit for nuns. So this one, this is me going all out. This is a big page. So this is pencil, and it's a gray jelly plated page, but then I've drawn on it with white paint, or white ink, I'm sorry, black pen, and a pencil. And then the text is all done digitally. So this is just because there's a method to my madness doesn't mean there's not also a madness to my method, which describes me pretty well. Here's another jelly surface with acrylic, it looks like, over top. And it's about a lady saying, look, Howard, if you press the button, we can leave. It's like, why don't you press the button? Always got to be that one guy. So this page, I believe I drew it with a pencil and then finished it entirely digital with the colors, and with the borders is all digital from just a pencil doodle while watching television. Here's a page that is done on a red piece of cardstock, and so yeah, it's black marker, and I think all the colors are digital that are thrown over top, like the little oranges and so forth. It's all done over top, but it's black marker, white marker on a red piece of cardstock, and then finished digitally. And it's referring to Space 2001. 2001 Space Opera, sorry. Sailors, they're all dancers, don't forget it. Where are we now? Oh, there's some absolutely silly ones in here. So this is about a little princess telling her princess sister that she's marrying an elf. What do you mean? Oh, my dear sister, what do you mean you're marrying an elf? Which kind? Oh, my dear sister, please don't make a fuss. Is it a romantic elf? No. Please, not a house elf? Of course not. It better not be a German elf. Ew. Oh, no. Your sister and I are getting married. It's an elf on the shelf, folks. Huh? We go for the quality here. A German elf is called a drow elf. They're generally dark, nasty spirits in a wood. The one in the middle is Dobby from Harry Potter. And the one on the left is Legolas from Lord of the Rings. But that bottom panel is an elf on a shelf, which is just terrifying to the other sister. You got to shake it up in families. You got to shake it up. So this is drawn in pencil, and the different brown colors that are in the background were put in digitally. And I hope that people pick this book up, and when they read it, they do so like pirates. Hello, me darlings. Like that, right? Yep. And it says, I got a lovely truth to be told to you. Okay, I'm sorry, but I can't keep up that voice. I like writing in things like that in the stories. Like, you can actually hear me doing it. It doesn't make any sense, I know, but just trying to just shake it up a little bit. It's a lucky find, sailor. Yeah, so this is somebody wanting me to do something with scary monsters under the sea. So this is drawn in pencil, and it's thrown over some digital smoshling, or what's the I think that's the official term. This is I've shown this numerous times, this approach to drawing where you take a highlighter or a really light background color. Christopher should have a side gig voice acting. Uh-oh. And then I sketch in the image with the light blue, and then I do all the finished line art with the dark blue pen. Or in some instances, I'll just draw the line art with a blue pen and then the highlights all around it with the light blue. But primarily, I do it the first way that I mentioned. And White Apes of the Congo. So this is a page, I believe, drawn in pencil or crayon. Looks like I drew this in crayon. And this is one of my favorite things about singing in the car is when you get lyrics wrong and you're absolutely sure it sounds like this. Instead of Paradise by Coldplay, this is Pair of Dice. So, we've all done it. Make this a little bit larger. So this is drawn with a Fudenosuke pen, and then all the coloring is digital. Bro, what in the world is that doing here? What are you? Oh no, that is not good. Whatever you do, bro, do not look directly at it. That is not a donkey. It's not. It's the gift horse. Do not look it in the mouth. I got issues. Hi, Beth. Welcome aboard. So, Beth, we're just going through all the pages that are going to be in the new book that I'm putting out. So we're just throwing those up on the screen, looking at them today. And I don't know where I am. Here, oh, I'm in my studio. That's okay. We're good. So here's the next 6. Oh, Chris is on lurking mode. Dun 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 dun. Lurking. This is about perspective. What happens to the great visions of the future that can be found in old sci-fi stories? Yep. Write a book. Read a book. Write a book. Share your dreams. I advocate that a lot. I guess you can tell. Orange pen on a piece of paper. If you can see the graph pattern in the background, you know what kind of paper I drew on. Okay, so this is images out of sketchbooks. I just drew these 2 wolves. Wolves? Really? Wolves on a page in my sketchbook. Let me see if I can find it. Might have passed it. Nope, I got it. Okay, so this is the page with the wolves on it that are in the page that we're looking at right now. And then this is the orange pen drawing of the astronaut. I thought I drew it on graph paper, apparently not. So that's the previous page we looked at. And then there's the detail I took off of this page that we've made a page out of as well. And that's about, there are wolves among us. There are. Watch out for them, folks. The background is done digitally. So this page is, let me get the image back up. There we go. So this is a bunch of random drawings with pens and markers that I scanned and assembled into a page, right? It's all about how media companies just, all they do is show us and spill at us doom and gloom nonsense. And yeah, we've turned our backs on blah, blah, blah. It's all doom and gloom. It's only going to get worse. Is there really no hope? Of course there's hope. Of course there's hope. Please have hope. This page is drawn, I believe, digitally. So this would be me drawing with the digital pen that I have for my tablet, my drawing tablet here, which is the same monitor that I show you things on. My drawing tablet is 12 by 18, and it's attached to a PC computer. It's not something I can just carry around, drop in my lap. This is the cover of the book, Perspective, like potentially. I'm not entirely sure, but this is a mixed media page. There is marker on here. There is a watercolor background. There's a different colored pen astronaut here with white paint. There's a red tape in here. There's odds and sods on this picture. But I like that all of the fun elements in here is why I've chosen. Let me see if I can find it. Is it in here? Are you in here? Hello? Here it is as a cover. So it's literally just taking the page without the text and adding the cover to it. One Page Story Extravaganza, Volume 3. So, you know, that's that. That's where that comes from, is the page called Flyers. Not much different. Just no words on it. But this is where the challenges of listing media is, that there's tons of different stuff in that. Oh, thanks very much, Beth. This is drawn with a red pen on a piece of paper, and the color, the yellowish colors, the ochre here is added afterwards. Pay close attention, ladies and gentlemen. This lollygagging gobsmack dingleberry stands before you as an example. Lollygagging? Lollygagging. That, sir, is hurtful. You're wasting time, sir. Dawdling. That's mean. Don't get all persnickety on me now. There you go. That's one. That'll be fun for you to read. When you got words like flummoxed nincompoop in a page, you know you're doing it right. Yeah, okay. So full disclosure time. Half the stuff I do is to make myself go. Is to make myself giggle as I'm doing it. It really is. Like, hey, you want to do a page with Tony Danza in it? This guy will do a page with Tony Danza in it. Why? Because I felt like drawing Tony Danza. Probably somebody suggested do a page with Tony Danza. This is just a ballpoint pen on a green piece of cardstock. And I like how the green is so lovely that I didn't want to change it. The big suit fad took hold of the entire nation overnight. It's a David Byrne from the Talking Heads joke. It's the whole point of this is to make a joke with David Byrne of the Talking Heads. That's why the last panel is, this stopped making sense a while ago. Which is a David Byrne impression. You're welcome. Listen to if you haven't had a chance to listen to Talking Heads, they are a lot of fun. It's one of those happy cats, the waving cats, on a rampage. Yep. Why in the name of all that is would we build this thing? We thought if we based the robot on a kitten, it'd be cute and cuddly. Madness! Kittens are crazy! There it is, destroying the city. So that is a pen, and all the coloring is digital. And the little effects and the scatter shot patterns down here, and the little gridding pattern, it's in the windows and doors is up there. Yep, Beth says, Dee says, don't lollygag. Yeah, lollygag is one of those words that we should still be using regularly in society. No, we use words like fetch, which means attractive, apparently. This is me doing my version of a John Byrne image. John Byrne's a comic artist, but this is me being silly with it. So I saw these ne'er-do-wells plotting to do some crimes. I said to myself, Rick Clark, this looks like a chance to get a workout in. This is riffing on how in superhero comics, always when you have different heroes from different books meet up with each other, they fight. Because, you know, I guess that's a thing. Here you go, folks. You waited for it so patiently. Whoa, hey, somebody went crazy with the buttons. Just a sec. Just a sec. We'll tune down Tony. Hey, here he is. Hi there. Aren't you tired of so many barbecue explosions each year? Me as well. My name's Tony. I don't know. I boil all of my meat in buckets I get from the home store. And his apron says, who's the boss? In case you're looking for where Tony Danza reference comes from. But this is drawn with a pencil and colored digitally. Looks like. Maybe, actually, I think it might be half digital, half marker. So there you go. Tony Danza, kids. Your lives are complete. This is drawn with a pencil and a black marker. Scene opens. All kinds of police and railroad people are investigating a train that's been robbed overnight. There you go. Let's make the bank robbers be cowboys. I think that was the suggestion because it's such a great line. Let's make the bank robbers be cowboys. Isn't that fun? This is me making fun of Scientology. If you're a Scientologist, buckle up. How do I dodge paying taxes, though? Subtle. Very subtle, huh? Very subtle. I'm going to leave that up there just to be defiant. Where are we at? Okay, here we go. We're almost through all the pages here. This one's got Bad Hair Day, Why Sci-Fi, Asthma, you know, all the related stories. Catching the correct signal, it's not easy to do. And then there's all kinds of ridiculous signals that you can get if you've pointed the dish the wrong direction. But this is drawn in a pencil on a piece of paper and just colored digitally. So this is another collage. I put 2 collages in this book. It's crazy, right? So this has got all kinds of different images in it. It's got the queen and a piece of shag carpet and a lemon, a robot's head. I don't know. So there could be a planet of map makers that no one knows how to find. Just about the imaginary things that we can come up with in different planets and things. Okay, this is a blue pen and white paint on a jelly print paper. So in addition to that, there's little paper grommets in here. If you look down around his hair in the bottom panel, those are the things that when you have a 3-hole page in a binder, and the 3-hole page would rip along where the hole was, and then you're like, oh no more. It's it's so frustrating because now it's not sitting in your binder correctly. So you'd put those little white things on the paper so that it could be lined up with the rest of the pages again. So I put those in drawings and things somewhat fairly consistently. They pop up all kinds of times, and I just don't mention it. So that's what that is, raising consciousness. This is another this is another drawing on a jelly plate print surface. Actually, I think this is a Breroff, to tell you the truth. This is orange. No, see that weird edge? That's a jelly plate. But the green in the middle is definitely brush, like a rolled on green paint. So, and then I drew on this with white pencil and the black pen. And it's all about Irving Finkel. Yeah, but if you read it, it happened on a lovely autumnal day full of color. Look here, by this action, like so, that I realized the deeper meaning. In, out, the shaking part, secrets of the universe. It's all about the hokey pokey, this page. Yeah, this is somebody breaking down doing the hokey pokey. And how it answers the secrets of the universe. Okay, this page is everybody's running around for some reason. Everyone, including your Uncle Charlie, despite his asthma. The white pencil, black pen. No, white pencil, black ink. And with a little digital doodaddery. On a page that is painted with an ochre paint. So that's kind of fun. So you prime the page first, and then you do the drawing on it, and then do your finishes after you've scanned it. This is about poor Betty. She was having a terrible hair day. That's all it is. We can all have a bad hair day. Hey, who's this kid? Yeah. So I think this might be the last few. Maybe. Bad hair day. Oh yeah, here we go. We got some more. Oh no, I think we got two more rounds of this. So this is mixed media on a. This is all the pages in a new book. So there's tissue paper on here. There's a jelly-plated print in the center of it. And then the entire thing is drawn over top of with a blank pen and a white pencil. Black pen, white pencil, and I think, no, that's it. I think that's it. So on centaurs and their cousins. And so this is, everybody knows about centaurs, but nobody knows about the camelopardalos, or the elephant centaurs, or the unfortunate reverse centaurs. That's this poor guy with a horse head and a human body. So, yeah. The rarest of all, thank goodness, are the onocentaurs. They are, however, the most fun. Yeah. This page is white paint on a red painted page. Red jelly-plated page. That's unsuccessful. So I drew over top in white. Spelled a guy, hurry up, get ready. You'll miss it. When the whole group leaves, you'll be left behind. He comes out dressed as a bird. It happens. He doesn't want to be late for the migration. This is a fun one. This is a pencil drawing of an island that I did, and all of these little characters that are on top of it are all little people doodles that I have in books. And I scanned each of them, and I put them in lines, and I put it over top of the island just so I could say one word: crowded. Yes. Yeah. But there's some pretty exotic folks in there. Okay, this is drawn in pencil. Hello, are you back with us? Is there gangsters? We've been a little rough, but you refuse to tell us anything. I would add that we have tried. He is stubborn. There's one more thing that we can do. Tickling. Ah, yes! I like to imply that tickling is a better way to fight with one another than actual violence. Here's a little something on scale for you. Some big, some small. It's all about scale. There you go, folks. This is drawn in ballpoint pen. Yep, I even drew the black backgrounds in ballpoint pen. Here's one in pencil, and the color is digital. Lazy. That's what young people are these days. I was still spry when I was in my 50s. Nowadays, adults take naps. Naps! That's me. It's me as I get older. What do we got left? Oh, I think. Okay, so I was thinking that this might be the cover, where I have all of these different pages over top of one another. And I think it's just too complicated. It's too complex. And I don't know how clear all that text would be. So that's why we decided that this, this would be the cover. Just because it's a much more fun image and far more clear. So that's it, folks. That's what's going to be in One Page Extravaganza 3. So, yeah. And then this is the page I'm going to finish coloring today. So if anybody has any questions, hit me. Okay, don't hit me. I'm sensitive. But if you want, I can finish the coloring of this page with you right here with me. Just as an extra bonus feature. I got nothing. I don't know. So basically what I do is that I lay everything in, and so I do all the line art first, right? So that's the drawing part. Now I've trimmed off, I've added this black border, and I've trimmed off the extra line art overlaps from behind it. And then I like the handwritten, and then there were none. This is from the movie. I liked it so much, I copied it and then put some crazy embossing around it. So that's how I get this effect. By copying just this one part, just the words, and then putting the colors up and underneath it. So when I'm coloring, I'll do all my colors on another layer below the black line art. If I did it on top, it would look like this. So it's below. And as I'm going to add in new details and colors over, like, onto this layer, I often will make an extra layer of line art and then paint on top of that, so that if I make mistakes, and I'll show you this in just 1 second. So I'm putting color in on the center guy's face. I'm putting it on his face. Okay, and so I've just picked a deeper flesh tone, Caucasian flesh tone value here. So if I take out the line art and I take out the background color, that's all you got. That's all that's on this layer so far. But then when you put it with the other two layers, you know, it works. So by coming through here and coloring the characters like this, I'll throw down, I'll even go over areas that I know I want to be lighter, because when you put a light value over top of a darker area, that darker area, the lines that are going around, or the lines that aren't covered by the light value, they sort of put a nice little emphasis around them. So here, as I color in the eye, because of that darker red around them, it makes the eyes pop. And then we'll go in and we'll put. And the other part that I do when I'm coloring is that I don't have the opacity at it 100%. It's like the same as when you're using a marker. If you press hard with a marker, you're going to get really bold lines that you're putting down. But if you're very soft and gentle with the marks that you're putting down with a marker, you can get a range of thin to thick lines. So it's the same principle by using half opacity on the digital brush, is that if I want it to be much darker, I'll just go over it again. And that makes that specific white area more bold. Chris says, I've had bad hair day every day. You're telling me. I can count in my hands the days I haven't. So because there's not this underlying line art in these areas as I'm putting in the darker tone. And how I get darker flesh tones to use is that I touch on the color. It's going to show up on screen. Nope, it doesn't show you the box that I'm using. So I touch on the color, and then I switch to a lighter or a darker value within the same range on the same color. But that doesn't mean that I just use one color only. Like oftentimes if I'm, Caucasian flesh tones, pink flesh tones, I'll go into the greens, into like a drab green or an olive green, and I'll put that in that person's face as well, because then it really pushes the depth in their skin tone. So I'm going over this gal now. So the people that I've been coloring have all similar colored flesh tones. And then I've got, because I don't always, everybody in a group, if you look in a group of people that you're in, everybody doesn't have the same flesh color. I don't know if it's having type 1 or if it's just me, but whenever I get sick, you can tell. I can't hide it immediately. You can tell because I get paler. I just get darker and darker. Okay, so I'm coloring this guy up at the top now, and I've picked a darker value from his flesh tone. I'm also going to come in with some pinks and some greens and some whites and so on and so forth. But I'm trying to get across this certain vibe with this dude. Has anybody seen this film? Does anybody know what this black and white film, And Then They Were None? There's been a million different remakes of it. But And Then There Were None is from the 1950s, I believe. Maybe 40s. The first adaptation of it that I'm aware of. That's what this one is. Old school, black and white. Whole thing takes place in one house on one little island. And the only other time it's anywhere else is when they ride up to the island in a boat. You know what you're asking? What's that all about, eh? That's a boat. It's a joke for my Canadian friends there, eh? Okay, so trying to add a little more range in the values on people. This guy's very pale. He's going to have to get warmed up here. He looks a little sickly at this point. Unfortunately, with these older movies like this, the whole cast is Caucasian. So, if you're going to diversify the characters, you got to play with the whole field of different Caucasian skin tones. So here's, it dinged at me. You're giving me a hard time for it. So here's the old follically challenged fella down towards the bottom here. And I'm putting some color to him, and then we're going to come in with the highlights. And then what's left to do? The boat. You got to do the people on the boat. But things like this don't take very long. It's, it's like Carnegie Hall. Practice, practice, practice. So I'm putting some lighter values into these pale gentlemen's faces just to give them a little bit of life here, so they're not looking like, boy, that guy really needs a vacation. You need a vacation, sir. The premise is simple. 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 10 people are invited to an island or a mansion or Clue follows this pattern, by the way. The film Clue with Tim Curry and Mike McKean and just so many actors and actresses. And so 10 people are invited to this fancy place by an unknown benefactor who has promised them it's worth their while. So away they go, and they're from different walks of life and different professions. And when they get there is the maid and the property keeper as well. So I think I'm trying to think if it's 8. Yeah, it's 8 people on the boat. 2 people are already there. And nobody knows each other for the most part. And they're all going to this place with the prospect that there's something, that they're going to do well by. So, and then through one series of calamities after another, they start dropping off. Hey, Robert, welcome aboard, sir. They all start dropping off. And in the center of the table, in the dining area, is a little old statue, and it's of 10 Aboriginals. And the original title for the book when it came out was 10 Little Indians. But of course, that being a little insensitive has been dropped. And every subsequent publication now is, and then there were none. And so most adaptations of it that actually are doing this the specific adaptation, they use the and then there were none title. But the characters are all, as the characters are going by the wayside, there's less of the statue. There's less and less figurines on the statue. And nobody knows who's doing that. And because this is a story written long before everything being recorded, it's not so easy. Just watch the footage and see who did it. Nah. But this aesthetic of one person after the next, all, being dispatched is a common trope in a lot of horror. I'm trying to think of, there's a recent film called Abigail. It's about a little girl that gets kidnapped, and then all of her kidnappers, they take her back to this fancy, old estate house, and then there you go. They start disappearing one by one. What's going on? And who's this girl's daddy? Yeah. So now I'm just putting some light in her face. So it's giving them all more dimension. Clue, Tim Curry and the gang. Such an amazing cast on the film Clue. Richard Mall, Christopher Lloyd. I think it's Madeline Kahn. What's her name? Oh, it's gonna drive me crazy. The three, 4, 5. There's 5 ladies and 7 men. The whole cast is just great. Michael McKeon is one of the guys from Spinal Tap, and he's also Lenny from Lenny and Squiggy on Laverne and Shirley. But he's so funny in it. He plays the straight-laced nerd guy. It's a great character, though. So here's I'm down to the last 2 on these characters, and then we got to do this boat. See, because it's an old black and white, I'm really making up everybody's flesh tones. I mean, they're all just different shades of black and white when you're looking at the original film. So I'm just making up what skin tones they have. Tricky like that. That's why my friends call me Whiskers. Okay, so now we've got the boat. So I'm just gonna lighten up a couple of elements in here, and we'll add in a little bit of color. I'm just gonna pick out some of the random colors that I've got on characters in in all the full feature busts. So I'm just peeking in the pink that's on this lady, and the light green that's on this gentleman, and the green I've already put on for for this lady. And so it's a weird association thing that somebody looks at this and goes, oh, wait a minute, I know who that one is. And, oh, there's a light brown we can use off of this person. It's a sneaky way of making people associate colors to little abstractions. So if I haven't got their clothing color, I'll use their hair color. That's got to be the old guy. He's gray. So just a bit more there. Doesn't have to be elaborate and fancy. The whole idea is just to get people to associate characters with some of these colors. And then we'll put some, whoops, that line's way too thick. A bit overzealous with the line making. Give a little bit more contrast in our boat here. And then pick a nice deep brown for, oops, again, way too thick. I'm just getting crazy with the cheese whiz here. So just to put a little bit of oomph on the sail, the cross rigging for the sail, just to dun dun dun, draw some interest to it. All right, there we go. We did it, folks. We did it as a team. I guess I can do one more thing. I'm going to push some dark highlights in the faces here. Just a little more of a punch than we did before. Just to make them a little more dramatic. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. It's dramatic music. You're welcome. Da, 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 dun, 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 dun. So if you know anybody that might find some fun in all of this jazz, feel free to invite them to come and hang out on the YouTubes. Say, subscribe to Chris. He's desperate. This guy's desperate. It's hilarious. Look how desperate he is. Please subscribe. That's how he sounds. It's hilarious. Okay, so hopefully that's punched a little more emotion into these guys. A little more contrast in their faces. And we've colored another page today. Look at us. Look at us. People are going to think we know what we're doing. And then, of course, as soon as I finish doing something, I immediately gotta, so I'm going to condense this color layer. See all the little values we added? Ding dong, ding dong. Down with the other color layer. So it's all one flat layer of color. Ding dong, right? So there's our page. That's our second page today that we've colored. And there's only 8 more to go. Oh, Linda says, thanks for the thumbs up. Nice. Yeah, so there's nothing to say that even if it's something that you just enjoy watching on the television or whatever it might be, feel free to challenge yourself and sketch out the characters and the setting for that project you've just watched. I really enjoyed this film. And as I was watching it, I was so taken by it, the whole motif of these people trapped on this island in this big old house. And all of them, their bad deeds are brought to light. What a great concept that is. The same thing is in Knives Out. The same thing is in the other 2 sequels to Knives Out, which I have yet to see. I see what I did there. So yeah, there's the Clue film. Oh my gosh, Wolves Among Us was a Canadian show that came out about people in a small town, and so much great stuff. So much great stuff uses this motif. It's a fun way to do a story. I'm really surprised that no one has done a superhero story this way. That'd be a great thing to try. Okay, so we got our new camera set up working today for us, and I'm happy that the quality of the camera has jumped right up again. So yay, yay, yay. Thank you very much to my son, Josh, for helping with that and the lighting. And I appreciate him doing all of that for me. And yeah, I'm really having fun following through and finishing all these pages. The other page that I posted today was this one. I was going to change something on it. I'm just going to do it now. Ding, ding. So this annoys me that I said, oh, you know what I'm going to do? Stop that. I'm going to open I posted this and I immediately afterwards said, why did I say images twice in the same sentence? That's stupid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little black square over top of it. And we're going to black out the word images. And then we're going to kind of come in over top of that and write things. And it should be on the same typeface. Things. And I think it's a 30. Yeah, it was 30, and then it gets stretched. Trying to line it up. Yep, there we go. I like to collage a number of things together. I know, I'm being very fussy. It's pretty close. Anyhow, and then the other thing that I did is this panel down here at the bottom.
Hello.
And I'm just going to move it up. And that'll be it for me today, folks.
Doing okay. Yeah, I just did too. My husband. He's streaming, but he's gonna be wrapping up shortly. So
just a minute. My wife's got to take a call. We share our office studio. Okay, that's it, folks. We fixed it. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
No, he can't because I have.
There we go. That's it. So, thanks very much, everybody, for coming out. And I appreciate it. And I'll be back tomorrow, and I'll talk to you then. In the meantime, go make something.
Okay. So, how are you?
All right. Bye for now.
Oh.